live for our health and wellness tip for you. So we are in the dog days of summer here in New England, as probably everywhere else in the northern hemisphere right now, right? In the northern hemisphere, pretty much we're summer, right? And it's been hot here. It's been pretty hot. We had a couple 100-degree days here in Massachusetts earlier in July. It's been in the 90s here this first week in August. So that's some South Florida humidity going and all. And, it makes you think, how do you protect yourself from the heat? How do you protect your body from the heat? Because, of course, heat-related illnesses are pretty rampant this time of year. A lot of people get dehydrated. They may go running in the middle of the day, or they're just not drinking enough water, not getting enough electrolytes into your body. But really, if you want to kind of tape it to the next level and understand what vitamins and minerals are most important for you to kind of combat that heat and protect yourself from the heat. And you might be a little bit surprised on what vitamins are the best vitamins. So you always think about vitamin C. Vitamin C, you always think immune system. I don't want to get sick. But what it really does is it helps control your sweat gland and actually build your immunity towards heat-related illnesses and all. And of course, it's good for skin health. Everyone doesn't think of vitamin C as good for skin health, but it's great for skin health. So that's probably one of the best vitamins. Another vitamin, and we'll get into minerals, is vitamin B3. So if you have like a complex B vitamin, it's good, or B3 is more for skin health. It brings oxygen and water to your skin and give you that healthy glow of your skin. If you're low on vitamin B, especially B3, you may end up having some issues. You may get dehydrated quicker. Your skin gets flaky and all. It just doesn't handle the heat well. It also helps you kind of recover from those sunburns that you normally get this time of year, right? So that's from a vitamin perspective. And then, of course, there's minerals. Everyone heard of potassium, right? Potassium, bananas. That's going into fruit. That's really good for you. Potassium is awesome for anything with potassium or potassium. Potassium doesn't really come well in a supplement per se, but it's always good for natural fruits that have potassium, including raspberries and bananas and blueberries with the antioxidants. And, of course, magnesium. And everyone thinks of magnesium as that chill mineral. It helps you with your mood and all that. But also magnesium actually controls your sweat gland a little bit like we talked about vitamin C a little bit earlier. So magnesium also helps you regulate your sweating and all that. Now, it's always good to sweat. People think, it's not good to sweat, but it's really good to sweat because what that does, it's actually, your body's actually, and I'm not a doctor, I want to tell you straight out, but what it does, what I heard, is it brings kind of water content and cools your skin off, right? And then the water releases. So it's always good to replenish yourself on a regular basis. That's why they say drink water, have your electrolytes. Like we have a great Tower Plus blue raspberry and also a lemon lime electrolytes. It's very important to get those electrolytes into your body. Have your body recover from the dehydration that happens this time of year. Now, I did an electrolyte video back in the winter. It's interesting. You go back, maybe I'll post it later today. You're thinking, how the heck you dehydrated in the winter? You can. Believe me, you could get dehydrated in the winter because, the air's so dry in the winter, unlike the summer. Like, remember, the winter you don't sweat, right? The summer you're sweating, and the sweating's actually good for you in a way. It's good to sweat because if you're not sweating, that means you're really dehydrated. And then, of course, I want to talk about fruits, foods for dehydration. Of course, anything with a higher water content, watermelon, cucumbers, cantaloupe are all awesome. So pick up a nice watermelon at the supermarket. Of course, bananas, of course, cantaloupe are awesome this time of year. And they're so refreshing, too. If you're not into the supplement thing, definitely, the more natural you go with the fruits and vegetables, the better. And you're going to feel good because I'm going to say right now, it's really important this time of year, especially in August. We start getting these dog days, even here in the Northeast. It gets pretty humid. And your body, you gotta treat your body like a fortress, right? And make sure you don't get dehydrated and you don't get sick. Because a lot of people end up in the hospital, in the emergency room this time of year because they just simply dehydrated. The body can't handle the heat as much, right? And enjoy the heat, because before you know it, it's gonna be gone. And speaking of the heat, and I'll say this one more time, how about those Red Sox? Woo! Talk about heat, baby. Have a good day. Jeff D, AIMCHealthSolutions.com.